actually do peri peri. I mean, like, I make the most amazing peri peri prawns. Anyway, I can taste them right now. But anyway, so peri peri. But for fish, if you want something a little bit more robust, Cajun spice is really nice. Well, before we start, welcome to Cook with Melanine, a channel that is all about food and sharing my foodie tips with you. And today it's all about that. Have you ever wondered why your cake came out as a brick instead of a beautiful fluffy sponge? Well, today's session is all about that. I am going to give you my tips and tricks of all the questions that my family and friends have asked me, and I am just going to answer those questions. Today I've got my niece that's going to be asking the questions. She said she doesn't want to be in front of the camera. She is as gorgeous, so if you really want to see her next time, please do tell me in the comment section, okay? But anyway, she's asking the questions and I'm going to answer them. Let's get into it.
What is the best way to cook a rack of lamb, and what marinade to use for it?
Okay, so I take that question as two-pronged question. Firstly, it's cooking a roast, so a whole rack of lamb without actually drying it out. So I usually cook roasts in foil firstly, and then the last hour or 30 minutes I would brown it without the foil, so uncovering it. So I always use this for leg of lamb, for shoulder of lamb, for gammon, for turkey, all those big roasts. So that's what I do. That's my trick. The second one, lamb, goes really, really well with rosemary. So I always add rosemary. You see that chick, rosemary? Anyway, it's a herb, sorry. The herb. Sorry. Anyway, rosemary, garlic, olive oil, if you want something that's simple. It really complements the fatty meat because lamb is quite fatty. It's juicy, it's delicious. So I would whip those up, crush some garlic, salt and pepper, rub it on your lamb, foil in the oven for the first few hours or first hour depending on how big it is, and then the last half an hour or an hour brown in the oven.
Okay, now the question of the day is, how do you get a fluffy sponge cake instead of a brick?
Yeah, so this goes to my heart because I get so many questions and people phoning me like they followed the recipe to the T and it came out as a brick or it actually flopped. So with baking, this is now not cooking. Baking is a science. I don't know how many times I have to say this. You have to follow your recipe to the T. Milliliters, so in South Africa we use milliliters and liters. That is for your fluids and for your water, for your milk, for your cream, okay? If the recipe calls for milliliters, you use your measuring jug or your measuring cup. If it calls for grams, okay, you use the scale. Get a scale. They are so cheap. They're not that expensive. Go to a retailer. It doesn't have to be like a fancy scale. My scale is really super unfancy. Fancy, is that a word? Anyway, it's not as fancy.
Okay, so our next question is, what is your go-to meal when you have company?
Oh my gosh, you know, one of those where you are under pressure. Your husband tells you like an hour before that he actually invited people.
Yeah.
So there's a few. Okay, the first one is chicken curry. I love me some chicken curry and dumplings. That is my meal and people love it all the time, even if they are having it for the third time. Anyway, so if it's not chicken curry, I love my creamy mushroom pasta. That really goes well with a lot of meats. So it goes well with fish, it goes well with chicken. It goes well on its own, so it doesn't have to have meat, but I mean, we're a family that loves meat, so yeah, so I would say those two really are quick and easy and super delicious. For me, it's all about the deliciousness.
Okay, next question. This is a little bit of a random question.
Okay.
But Why do most chefs have tattoos?
Oh my gosh, I have no clue. I don't know. I need to get a tattoo. I need to get one. I don't have one. I've always wanted one. Maybe it's the chef in me.
You never know.
I never know. I must get one. I don't know where. Please tell me, where should I put my tattoo?
And if you were going to get a tattoo, what would it be? What would you get a tattoo of?
Wow. I don't know. I have no clue. I've thought about different tattoos. I think I don't know. Listen, let's not go down that route.
To show you're a chef. Hamburger.
A hamburger? No, never mind. Imagine when I grow old and the hamburger starts sagging into I don't know what. So anyway, I don't know, something that will be that will have longevity.
Okay.
And sustainable. I don't know, birds, stars, something cute, something around here. I don't know, something like that.
So, what is the weirdest food you've ever eaten, and did you like it?
Okay, so I'm a sucker for food. I eat anything that can be eaten. But anyway, I always say try something before you eat it. So I tried mupane worms, guys. I know you're gonna kill me for this, but I didn't like them. I tried, but I didn't like them. So that's the only thing so far that I've eaten. I didn't like it, but maybe it's the person that cooked them. Maybe I'll try them again in future. Who knows?
You never know. I could secretly cook them for you. Okay, when did you start cooking, and do you remember the first meal you've ever prepared?
Oh, I remember the first meal I ever prepared. It's rice. I boiled rice, guys. My dad taught me how to boil rice. Okay, so when did I start cooking? I was 10, or even earlier than that. I don't know. I was little. I loved cooking. 7. I'll probably
7.
That said 7. Okay, I think I had 7, but I think
it's 7.
Okay, not I super and dinner 7 apparently. Anyway, I remember when I was 10, I was actually it makes sense actually, because when I was 10, I was whipping out breakfast like bacon and egg with tomatoes, mushrooms, whatever, when there's guests around. So I don't think my parents would have given me that ndiqalopek. So I think I was earlier than 10.
So those are all the questions for today, and this was fun.
I've got a question for you.
Oh.
Why, Bonie? What is your favorite dish to cook?
My favorite dish to cook, most recently, because I am at uni.
Wow. You just had to put that one in there.
So everything has to be pretty cheap now, because budget. So noodles, but cooking them with this chicken, pan-seared type of chicken vibes. It's inspired. I really love Asian cuisine, but on a budget. So it's the best.
I remember the last time you were at my house in Cape Town. By the way, we are shooting this in Middleburg, Eastern Cape. Shout out to all the Middleburgers out there. We're shooting this at home. But anyway, so back at home, the other home in Cape Town, Bonie made this beautiful pasta. I was full, and I said, I'm not gonna eat. She made this thing, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna eat that thing. And it was a Japanese inspired kind of dish, spicy with some nice aromatic flavors. So anyway, let us know if you want Bonie to feature in my channel and cook some Asian inspired noodles for us that are affordable, obviously, as you heard what she said.
2-minute Maggi noodles.
Well, folks, that's all we've got to offer. Thank you so much for watching, and if you really like this, give it a thumbs up or subscribe to the channel. See you next time. Ciao.